Hello, Reese here. This video has the aim of increasing your understanding of what first aid for mental health is. Just like physical first aid for mental health has the same 4 aims. Preserve life, alleviate suffering, prevent a condition from getting worse, and promote recovery. To assist with achieving these 4 aims, first aid for mental health has a few roles and responsibilities which I'm about to discuss. The first responsibility of a first aider for mental health is to be identified as a first aider for mental health. Just like within every organisation, we know who the designated first aider is for physical health. We know who the lead safeguarding officer is. So we should have the identified person for first aid for mental health. A first aider for mental health is there to be that first point of contact, should an individual wish to disclose anything. This process should be confidential unless the individual is under the age of 18, in which case we need to follow safeguarding procedures, or if there's a risk of harm to themselves or to others, in which case we need to think about the emergency services. As a first aider for mental health, we should be encouraging others to speak to us. We should be able to start to reduce the stigma associated with mental health. While having a supportive conversation with an individual, we should be listening to what they're saying non-judgmentally, taking in the information they're telling us and trying to identify any signs or symptoms of mental health conditions. When starting this conversation, there are a few things which may assist you. Just asking someone how they're doing is a great start. It could ignite a conversation, or the individual may just appreciate the fact that you've asked the question. We don't actually know how the individual's feeling, so please avoid cliches like chin up and it will pass. We want to listen to what they're saying without belittling the information they give us. We may not have all the answers, but we can assist them to find some of the answers. Just sending someone a text message lets them know that you actually are thinking of them, and it may open up a conversation from there. Remember, speak to the individual. Remember things that they actually enjoy. Don't just equate them to a mental health condition. If someone had a broken arm, we'd speak to them about many things, not just how's their arm doing. Part of a supportive conversation is being a good listener. Here are a few tips on how to listen more effectively. Stay focused on them. Maintain normal eye contact. Think about the words they're saying rather than the shopping list or the to-do list that you have for later on in the day. This process is about absorbing information rather than trying to compare against your own experiences. Allow for silence to ensure they've said all they want to. Paraphrase the information back to them. This shows that you've listened, but it also gives them a chance to correct any information. When we paraphrase, remember the emotional connection to that information. Good listening is also about good questioning. If we ask a poor question, we can only get poor information back. In essence, there are 2 forms of questions: open questions and closed questions. A closed question normally requires a 1-word answer, such as, "What's your name? When did you wake up? How many coffees have you had today?" An open question allows for expression, variety, and description. They give the ability for the individual to impart knowledge, an opinion, or disclose their feelings. An open question could be, "What's your normal morning routine? How has your morning routine changed? How does that make you feel?" Based on responses, we may want to ask a more probing question. A probing question is when the individual has to think more deeply about their answer. For example, "Tell me exactly what your morning routine looks like." Remember to pause after asking a question, giving them plenty of time to reflect before they respond. Without this time to reflect, they may rush and give us an incorrect answer. When in conversation, we need to think about our tone of voice. Like with physical first aid, a calmer, slower voice can relax an individual. This more relaxed approach may encourage an individual to disclose any issues. Along with our tone of voice, it's important to remember a more open body position. As a first aider for mental health, we're not there to diagnose an individual. We are there to provide advice and to signpost for more appropriate help. Some advice we may give them could involve thinking about mindfulness, exercising more regularly, making sure we get enough sleep, and maintaining a healthy diet. When signposting individuals for more help, we may think about their friends or family. their GP, or other organisations as appropriate. Again, as a quick recap, here are a few questions. Name 3 roles or responsibilities of a first aider for mental health. What shouldn't a first aider for mental health do? What advice could be given an individual to assist them with their well-being? Thank you for viewing this video on what is first aid for mental health.